This is a tutorial for making covered cord. You will need the cord that you're using, a strip of bias cut fabric, and then either an adjustable zipper foot, or I will be using a welt foot. The biggest tip on making covered welt cord is that you need double the cord that you will actually be needing, because you start sewing in the middle of the cord. So you take your fabric, you wrap it around with the right side of the fabric toward the cord, and then we're going to stitch over the cord to attach it to the fabric, and then we will be stitching down along the cord to encase it. Okay, so we're going to start sewing over the end of our cord. This doesn't have to be pretty or perfect. Sometimes you really have to shove to get your foot over. And lift up your foot once you clear the cord. And sorry, it's a little hard to do one-handed. And then we're going to come down, put your foot down next to the cord. Now you don't want to stitch extraordinarily close to the cord because you do need enough room for a bit of a seam allowance to then turn the fabric up over the other side of the cord. So sometimes I will move my needle over a couple of stops to make sure that I have enough room. And also make it a small stitch. That tends to hold better. And then you just stitch down. Stitch until you get to the end. Okay, so now we have our cord covered in our fabric. We've stitched across the cord and down, and then go ahead and trim your seam allowance down to about 1/8 of an inch. Any less than that and your seam may eventually come apart. That's another reason why we stitched a bit away from the cord, to make sure that there's room for that extra fabric, and also to make sure that you're not catching the cord, because if you catch the cord then you can't turn your fabric. So just grab the end of the cord, and I can't really do this because I don't have a tripod, but you then start with the narrow end, just start pulling it down and turn your tube over. So here's another shot of starting to turn the tube over onto your cord on the other side. You just start near the end where you stitched across the cord, and just keep pulling over until the other half of your cord is covered with your fabric. And here you have fabric covered cord, and this is why you need double the cord of what you're actually going to be using, because you start in the middle of your cord, stitch down along one side to create the tube with your fabric right side toward the cord, trim the seam allowance, and then turn the fabric tube up over to the other side of your cord.